Hey everyone, how's everybody doing today? Hope everyone had a great weekend. My name is Aaron Collins, and this is another rendition of me addressing worldly issues in a godly way. Like I said, I hope everyone's doing well. If everyone's doing well, without further ado, let's get into it. So, this past weekend, here in this past weekend here in LA, we had the BET Awards 2019. It went off without a hitch. Everything was okay. I had a chance to hang out there around and see all the festivities. Some of them, the BT experience, saw all the fun stuff, all the mini concerts and things that were going on, and just people, just black people out there having a good time and enjoying themselves. I wanted to mention too that you had a lot of celebrities and uh, people just walking through, just talking to folks. I had a chance to interview Big Boy, who's a radio personality here in Los Angeles. I talked to him on gave him a shout out to a friend of mine, a brother out of Toronto named Life Machine Power, LMP. You could catch him on YouTube as well. And that was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. I'm really thankful to Big Boy for spending a little bit of time. So, Big Boy, if you're watching this, I appreciate you, brother. You will go far. You will do well in life, and I enjoy what you did. So, the show went on. The BET Awards, the actual show itself, went on Sunday, this past Sunday, at the Microsoft Theater in LA Live, which is an entertainment venue downtown Los Angeles. And as usual, you had the regular celebrations and the achievement and black excellence, as well as the new folks that have come out with product, with music and movies and stuff like that. And one of the things I wanted to mention is that while that is fun, all that is fine and stuff like that, I have no issue with that. I just wanted to mention though that while all that's going on, we should not forget about the regular issues that's going on in our community. We shouldn't forget about the real life stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Now, here's a few highlights from the show that I personally am thankful for. One of the things I wanted to mention is that the BET Awards, it is an annual awards show put on by BET Networks, Black Entertainment Television, for those of you who don't know. One of the highlights of the show was seeing a young lady named Candace, I forget her last name, but for those of you who don't know, there was a young woman out of Chicago. It made a little bit of headline news, not much, but a little bit of news about a young woman who, out of her own pocket, took money out to help homeless people during one of the worst winters in Chicago. Now, as someone being a native of Chicago, which I am from the South Side, I know all too well what Chicago winters are like. They're brutal. They are they are tumultuous. Nothing to be played with. There, I understand some people had already froze to death. There were some deaths the winter. Just gonna put it out there. Anyway, this young lady, she footed the bill and put people in hotel rooms for maybe a little bit close to a week or so. She did that for as many people as she could, and she didn't want to do it for no recognition. She actually didn't want to even be recognized. She said she's just coming as a regular person. She's not a celebrity or anything like that. She's just a regular person like me, like you, anyone watching this video. And she wanted to be known that she's a regular person. But see, stuff like this doesn't get recognized in television, the mainstream media. Stuff like this is not going to be recognized because they want to paint a certain narrative of us, of our community. They want to paint a certain picture of how they want the public to feel about us. But that's why we need to be able to put these images out ourselves of our people. See, this right here is black excellence. That's black achievement right there. Not saying that entertainment is not black excellence. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not putting someone else's dream down. I would never do that. But I wanted to say, don't forget about things like this that go on in our community too. People want to focus on the crime in Chicago, black on black. They want to focus on all the negative stuff. But that was something that was a breath of fresh air. And when I first heard that, that really just did my heart wonders. So shout out to Candace. Keep doing what you're doing. And keep being the beautiful black woman that you are. Another highlight of the show, I was glad to see Mary J. Blige get her award for the things she's done. She's been a positive female vocalist in music. The cinematic achievement with Tyler Perry and the late great John Singleton. I was glad to see these two because I'm a filmmaker myself. I had a chance to meet John here in LA a few years ago at the Los Angeles Film Festival, and we talked a little bit. He was someone that I looked up to, as far as a black filmmaker who came out of what we call the hood and did something. He did a coming of age story about growing up in South LA called Boys in the Hood, and this movie made household names out of a lot of people that we know today. Morris Chestnut was who was a presenter who was on board to speak on John last night, was one of those names. He was somebody who came from relative obscurity, and John gave him a chance to shine. Matter of fact, that was even John's first movie. So R.I.P. to John Singleton and to his cinematic work. And I really like to see more independent filmmakers come out. Tyler Perry is another one. I'm glad to see Tyler Perry get his Icon Award as well, because Tyler, he has a similar upbringing as well. A lot of people don't know that Tyler Perry started out doing stage plays, and his main character, his flagship character, was known as Madea. Madea is a combination of the heavy-set, witty black women that many of us know. Some of us somewhere on the planet, if you black, know a Madea. And Tyler Perry, he exuded that and brought that to life in a comical way. But at the end, Madea always gave us some anecdotes for life and for wisdom and showed us the tough love that we need in our community. And Tyler also mentioned, one of the things that he mentioned when they were doing the spotlight on him, how he built the first black-owned studio, the first black-owned film studio in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. And one of the things that he said that really stood out to me, and that really I particularly loved, he said he wanted to put this studio out here because he wanted to show an example of a black man that's doing something in the community. And for those who wanted to get into filmmaking and getting into the entertainment business, he wanted to show that as an example to the young black children who rarely have any positive influences anyway. So shout out to Tyler Perry. I am a fan of Tyler Perry. I really am. He's one of my favorite top filmmakers and black filmmakers as far as his excellence, his cinematic achievement, along with John Singleton and so many others. And last but certainly not least, the highlight of the show, in my opinion, was the tribute to the late, great Nipsey Hussle. Now, a lot of you are probably sitting here wondering, well, why is Aaron talking about Nipsey Hussle? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Nipsey was someone who actually gave back to the community. I know some people are going to think, well, he was a rapper. Yeah, he was a rapper. And he was a former gang member out of the Slauson neighborhood in South LA. But let's not focus on his musical career. Let's not focus on what he did when he was in the street. Focused on the thing that they focused on, which I'm glad they did, was what he did in the community, the programs he wanted to put on in Slauson, what he wanted to do for his neighborhood that he loved so much. The Marathon clothing store that so many people have shopped at in Broad Stuff. They wanted to focus on the STEM program when he wanted to teach children how to do what science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's just what STEM stands for. They focused on the fact that he wanted to talk to the city council in Los Angeles about improving the relationship between the black community as well as the police department, which is something we really need to talk about as well. Um, I don't think they really mentioned this, but one of the things I'm going to add was how he wanted to actually bring certain neighborhoods in LA together with certain gang members who didn't even really get along with each other and wouldn't even come into each other's neighborhoods. Nipsey even devised an idea. He devised a plan to even to nip that in the bud and to bring these two the different warring factions within LA together. Bottom line is that it showed that Nipsey was LA's own. He was their son. He was a son of Slauson. He was from he wanted to put Crenshaw on the map in a positive way. So my shout out also goes to Emiris Joseph Ashkidam, commonly known as Nipsey Hussle. I enjoy seeing his mom get on the stage along with his father and grandma and his daughter, as well as Lauren herself and his sister. They got up there and showed they shared the world they shared with the world Nipsey, and just wanted to thank them, and my prayers continue to go out for the family, for them to be strengthened, because I'm sure they are still in mourning, which is understandable. So in the words of Nipsey Hussle, the marathon continues. So those are my highlights for the BET Awards 2019. And now on to the rest of my conversation. I'm not going to be on much longer, but I just wanted to hammer this out to my people. I wanted to talk to you to let you know that when all that stuff is done and over with, when all the lights and the cameras out, when the red carpet is pulled up and rolled up, and all the celebrities go home, guess what? We're going to still be black. We're gonna still have to deal with the issues that we deal with on a daily basis in our community. We still have to walk down the street. We still have to take care of business. We still have to pay bills. And the thing I wanted to say that once the tap shoes come off, because a lot of people were out there partying that day, just going and put it out there. A lot of people having fun, and I have no problem with people going to parties and having fun. But now comes a time where it's time to take off the party shoes and put back on the waist high and the knee deep, to roll our sleeves up and get back into the business of repairing and healing our communities, because we so desperately need it in this day and age. We have got to get back to building our relationships within our community. We have to embrace each other. I'm telling you, people, I'm beloved. And in this time, in this day and age, literally all we have is us. We really do not have any friends. We must get out there. We must do what it takes, myself included. And I'm not saying go out there and do something major. You don't have to do anything just so big yet. Take little steps. Baby steps are good. Slowly, the tortoise came, but he finally, eventually crossed the finish line and won the race and beat the rabbit. Let's not forget that. We must realize, people, that we are a black race. We are a black people, and we are great. We're great because of who we came from and what we have came through, how we have surpassed these decades and years. You see, I do believe in black excellence, and I do believe in black greatness. But it's not because we can win awards and sing songs and stuff, even though we do that very well as well. We're great and excellent because of who and what we are, the stock we came from. We're great because we have a God that sits high, that sits on a throne, that looks down on us and realizes the plight that we're going through. He has a plan for us. And we have to learn to embrace that plan and embrace each other and realize that we are like the song Black Butterfly. I'm not sure of the lyrics, but the butterfly, if you understand the concept, how a butterfly at one time is a caterpillar, an ugly larva, something that's undesirable, something that is not, that looks like it's not worth anything. But eventually, when it gets into that cocoon, it becomes that cocoon and it wraps up. And when it emerges from that cocoon, it is a beautiful butterfly. That is what the black community is. It's what it should be, is a butterfly. Because see, another concept is like, if you understand anything about Greek mythology, there was a fire, a great city burned to ashes. Nothing was left of that city. But out of those ashes rose the phoenix, which is the beautiful bird in Greek mythology. We are that phoenix. We have to embrace that phoenix. We have to become that phoenix. We have to do whatever it is we have to do, family. We have to love each other. And this is nothing to exclude other groups, but in a way, I guess maybe I am. I don't know. But right now, I'm talking to black people. So don't take it personal. But I must be long. Well, I mean, I'm not going to be long. But I have to be strong. And I have to come to you this way. And let's let us know that it's time to work. It's time to strategize. It's time to mobilize. It's time to begin the healing process. It's time to rebuild. It's time to love each other again. It's time to go back to that old 70s mantra, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. It is time. So, under the sound of my voice, everyone, understand what I'm saying is true. And I come to you in love, beloved, because I love you. You have no idea how I feel. I can't really express how I feel in these words that are coming out of my mouth in over this video. But hopefully somebody can take this and run with it. I can do my part. I'm doing my part. Yeah, like I said before, I was at the BET experience. I was indulging in some of the festivities and looking at the sights and sounds. Because I'm going to be real, I enjoy that sort of stuff. Now, as an entertainment professional myself, I get off into this stuff. I do. I really do. But at the same time, I realize that we have a much bigger issue to deal with in our community. And I'm trying to get us all to realize that, okay, we partied, we had fun, we'll do it again, but now it's time to get back to the business of working and preparing and strategizing. I hope I said everything. I think I got everything that I wanted to say out. I feel like I'm forgetting some stuff, but the main point I'm trying to get out is that let's come back together, people. Let's come back together and love one another and embrace one another. And I know I've said that before, and I mean it. Let's do that. Let's stop all this gender war stuff. Let's stop all this petty bickering. Let's stop all this irrelevant nonsense. That's not us. Anyway, everyone, like, comment, share this video. Let me know what you think. Hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I drop another video. Support the channel, y'all. Please support me at paypal.me/TheRealAaronCollins. Any donation is fine. I just appreciate you all listening to me. I've been working on this for years. I ought to be ashamed of myself because it shouldn't take this long. But my Patreon account will be out soon, y'all. Please bear with me and have patience. I know, I said that before also. Just bear with me. I really got to work on myself as well. See, Stop procrastinating. Just go and get it out there. Anyway, paypal.me/The Real Aaron Collins, everyone. Let me know what you think. Put in the comments if this resonates with somebody. But it's time for us to just get back to being ourselves and just press on. Don't worry, everyone. We can do this. We're going to do this. We can get through. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I said that already. Remember, God loves you. I love you. So let's do life. All right.